9. Vesela Kharitonof's photograph. These are the portraits of the 2 brothers and 4 sisters. Vesela Mileva Kasabova Kharitonov was Anastasia and Milo Kasabov's 4th daughter, the youngest. She was born in Stara Zagora on February 16, 1906. Vesela was known to her family as Vesa. Upon completion of secondary school in her hometown, Vesa enrolled as a student in Elizabeth Clark's Teacher Training Institute at the American Kindergarten in Sofia. During her education there, and for 4 years after its completion, Vesa worked as a kindergarten teacher in Sofia from 1924 to 1929. In September 1929, Vesa left for the United States to pursue an academic degree in education at the National Kindergarten and Elementary College in Evanston, Illinois, from which her sister Penka had graduated. Vesa graduated in 1933. During her training in Evanston, Vesa met Veselin Kharitonov, a mechanical engineer who was also from Stara Zagora, even though they've never met there. In 1933, Vesa and Veselin were married, and soon they moved to Brooklyn, New York. Vesa and Veselin had 2 children, Boris and Adely. Their son, Boris, was born in 1934 and was named after Vesa's brother Boris and Veselin's brother Boris, who had been killed in wartime a number of years earlier. By 1939, Vesa, Veselin and Boris had moved to Central Islip, Long Island, New York. Their daughter, Adely, was born there in 1939. At home, Vesa would spend her time doing things she enjoyed, especially gardening. She tended a large garden of flowers, sewed clothes for her family, played the piano, picked and canned blueberries, and canned vegetables from Veselin's garden. She also cooked delicious Bulgarian meals. In the summer, there were family picnics on their 1-acre property with lots of singing after the meal, including old Bulgarian songs and American folk and popular love songs. When the children were older, Vesa went to work as an account clerk at Central Islip State Hospital, a mental hospital. She enjoyed her work and was very good at it. Some of her co-workers became dear, lifelong friends. After about 17 years there, Vesela retired on August 19, 1966. In 1974, Vesela and Adely moved to a smaller home in Huntington Station, Long Island, New York, because of Adely's work. Adely was the organist at First Presbyterian Church, near to where they had moved. In the yard of their house in Huntington Station, Vesa and Adely had a lovely hedge of boxwood bushes in the front yard along the path to the front door. Perhaps it reminded Vesa of the boxwood garden in the yard of her birthhouse in Stara Zagora. By 1993, Vesa and her daughter Adely were finding it too difficult to care for their home in Huntington Station, so they moved to New Providence, Pennsylvania. It soon became apparent that Vesa's mind was slowing down. She was diagnosed with dementia and went to live in a retirement home. Despite the dementia, she seemed happier in many ways, perhaps because she no longer felt the weight of responsibilities that she had carried for years. Vesela died on Thursday, November 1998, in East Petersburg, Pennsylvania. She was buried next to her husband Veselin at Pine Lawn Cemetery in Pine Lawn, New York. A memorial service was held for her at Boehm's United Methodist Church in Willow Street, Pennsylvania, on November 29, 1998. The worship and music were led by her daughter, Adely.